Hello friends! Today I am making toasted coconut eclairs with a chocolate glaze. Let's get started. First we need to get our pastry cream made. Start by toasting 75 grams of coconut flakes in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for 5-minute intervals. Stir the flakes around between each interval to get even toasting. Once they are a lovely golden color, remove them from the oven and allow them to cool. Then, place 3 large egg yolks and 1 large egg in a mixing bowl with 30 grams or 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and whisk them together. Beware, the cornstarch is all too willing to fly right out of the bowl and make a powdery mess. Then in a medium saucepan, stir together a 13.4-ounce can of full-fat coconut milk, 1/4 cup of water, 175 grams of granulated sugar, and 1/8 teaspoon of kosher salt. Combine that over medium heat until the mixture is steaming. Now it's time to temper your eggs. Don't panic, you got this. Reduce your heat to low and then slowly drizzle 1/2 cup of the milk mixture into your eggs while whisking. Keep those eggs moving so you don't get any scrambled eggs. Repeat this process until you have incorporated 1 cup of the coconut milk mixture into your eggs. Then, slowly pour the tempered eggs into your pot with the coconut milk. Keep whisking constantly. Movement is key here. Slowly warm your custard over the heat, but keep stirring. Keep the heat low and be patient. You don't want this to come to a boil. You will eventually notice it starting to thicken, and when the whisk leaves lines in the cream, it is done. Remove your pot from the heat and whisk in 30 grams or 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Whisk quickly to help with the emulsification process. Once the butter is fully incorporated, add in 1 teaspoon of coconut extract, and you can optionally also add 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. Then mix in your lovely toasted coconut flakes, reserving a couple of tablespoons for decoration later. Allow the pastry cream to cool slightly, then transfer to a bowl. And cover with plastic wrap, making sure to press it down on the surface of the cream so you don't get a skin on it later. Then put that in your refrigerator to cool completely. Right, now let's make some choux pastry. Into a medium saucepan goes 1 cup of water, 113 grams of unsalted butter, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Bring that to a boil, then reduce your heat to medium-low and add 125 grams of bread flour. Mix all that together, stirring continuously until it forms a ball that pulls away from the sides of the pan. Remove from the heat and stir for a few minutes to cool slightly. Then add your eggs, one at a time, stirring to incorporate between each addition. Remember that you may not need the entire 4th egg, depending on the moisture content in your dough, so mix it separately and add a little at a time until you get the correct texture. If you want to know more about looking for the right texture for choux pastry, check out my video on super easy cream puffs linked below. Transfer your mixture into a piping bag with a large piping tip. Here I am using a 9FT piping tip. Now here's where I start making mistakes. I had only ever made cream puffs before this, so this was my first time piping the eclair shape, and you will see in a moment that I really underestimated how big these would get. This choux pastry really puffs up beautifully, but that means you have to leave it enough room to do so. The next mistake I made was taking these bad boys out of the oven too early. I was watching the color and I decided to completely ignore the baking time and then take them out when they were just barely golden. Unfortunately, they had not become rigid yet, so they completely deflated and became like these little boats or something. On the left is what they should look like. So, I had to make another batch of choux and try again. Here we go. This time, I gave my choux pastry much more room to breathe. These bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes until they appear dry and golden. All right, much better. Remove them from the oven, turn your oven off, and poke holes in the bottom of each eclair to allow steam to escape. Then you're going to return them to your oven with the door cracked open for 10 minutes to allow them to dry out. All right, let's make a chocolate glaze. Put a generous pinch of kosher salt into 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream, then microwave that for 30 to 60 seconds until it's hot. Meanwhile, in a heat-proof bowl, combine 340 grams semi-sweet chocolate, 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and 2 tablespoons of corn syrup. Pour your hot cream over the chocolate and mix all of that until it comes together. This chocolate glaze recipe is so good. I got it from theflavorbender.com. Go and check them out. All right, time to fill our eclairs. I wanted to experiment here, so I decided to cut some of them open to make it easier to pipe in the coconut pastry cream filling. And it did make the piping a lot easier, as you can see, but I will be honest, it also made those eclairs really messy to eat. The cream squished out all of the sides when we bit into them, so I guess pick your battles. Easy piping equals messy eating, or vice versa. Dip the tops of your eclairs into this gorgeous chocolate glaze. Then place them on top of their corresponding bottom. Now, to try piping the filling into the eclairs. I decided to make a larger hole in the top so that the glaze would cover up the evidence of my piping. Clearly, I struggled here. I used a larger piping tip so that the toasted coconut would not clog it up, but that made it tougher to insert the piping tip into the eclairs. You get it. I was really generous with my filling here also, so I went through it quickly. If you're like me and you want a lot of filling, you might want to double the pastry cream recipe. Once the chocolate glaze is on, sprinkle your reserved toasted coconut flakes and voila! Don't these look delicious? All right, here's my face. Time to taste it. Oh my gosh. This is such a delicious combination. That coconut pastry cream is to die for, and it goes so well with that dark chocolate glaze. I haven't stopped thinking about these since I ate them. Oh, and this was my husband's idea to avoid wasting all that extra choux pastry. Just grab a can of whipped cream and it'll do in a pinch. Thanks for watching.